hands in the
This a new dynasty, nigga. All about the Benjamins. We don't want it if it isn't blacknificent.
Yeah, we here, Dynasty Entertainment TV. We here with the brother Grasshop, aka Pianki. What's going on, Grasshop?
Everything's good, brother. How you feeling?
Man, feeling good, man. So today is Khallid Muhammad. It's his solar return, his birthday.
Yes, it is.
Who's Khallid Muhammad to you?
Well, first and foremost, today is Khallid Abdual Muhammad's 69th anniversary of his birth. This is my daughter right here, Nubia, and if she's the son of Grasshopper, she's gonna learn a lot about Khallid Abdual Muhammad. So why not be a part of this interview? So anyway, Dr. Khallid Abdual Muhammad would have been 69 years of age today in the physical form. He's still with us here spiritually because myself and so many others are doing our due diligence to carry out the legacy, to carry the torch of his works throughout our everyday walks of life. So today I wanted to commemorate and share some light on the life, legacy, and works of the great ancestor, Baba, general, soldier, warrior, lecturer, orator, Pan-Africanist, revolutionary, Khallid Abdual Muhammad. And that's what Khallid Abdual Muhammad is to me. He's a man that was uncompromising when it came to his principles. He was unapologetically African and black, and he was just not afraid. He represents what boldness truly is, even at the face of death, even at the face of not being popular, losing money, he still represents his black power to the fullest. He was dark-skinned, but it's not always about the pigmentation when it comes to your black consciousness from a principle perspective. It's about wearing your blackness internally, not just on you, but wearing your blackness in you. And Khallid Abdual Muhammad, without question, wore his African, his blackness in his heart, in his mind, and you always seen his black power consciousness coming out of his pores. So Khallid Abdual Muhammad represents to me confidence in his race, confidence in his heritage, confidence in his nation, confidence in himself, and above all, he just represents the epitome of what it is to be confident. Khallid Abdual Muhammad, one of the greatest to ever do it.
When did you first hear about Khallid Muhammad?
Man, first of all, I heard about Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Well, backtrack. I've never met Khallid Abdual Muhammad physically. Never had an opportunity to see him speak live. I never had a chance to, like we're doing right now, engage in some dialogue. So by the time I got to the movement around end of 2002, head of 2003, Khallid Muhammad was already an ancestor. He was already made his transition to the next round in 2001. But, however, with me knowing a lot of his friends who knew him, Akil, the Kwanzaa man, Brother Kidi Wado, my spiritual father Baba Akebi was his frat brother, I was able to have a connection to him and establish a divine Jegna, a divine teacher in the next realm. Now, when I first got familiar with Khallid Abdual Muhammad was over 10 years ago at Blessed Love Institution, a bookstore off of Normandy and Vernon. A great store, definitely go and check them out. Ross Bob, shout out to Ross Bob and Sister Kim. And so I went there, I was going there for about a couple of years to Blessed Love. And one day I was going there to get some material on Fred Hampton Sr. for the original Black Panther Party. And I seen they had a big television screen and they was playing Khallid Abdual Muhammad. He was doing a debate with a white boy named Anthony Hilder. And I seen that's how he was articulating himself, how he was just pretty much verbally destroying this Caucasian like I never seen before. And instantaneously, right then and there, Khallid Muhammad became a hero right away. And from that moment, I studied Khallid Muhammad relentlessly. I think about him every day, you know what I mean? From that moment on, I started to put and give and celebrate his birthday at Blessed Love. It was like an event at Crash Unity Center of African Spiritual Science. I started to, we had a radio show, commemorate his birthday, commemorate his legacy on my radio show. So from that moment on, over 10 years ago in 2006, I do believe spring of 2006, I got familiar with Khallid Muhammad the first time. And that moment on, spiritually and even physically, I never left his side as far as his works. Some of the great speeches that I heard, classic speeches, like The Goddamn White Man, a classic. Another speech that's very prevalent to me. Who is that mystery God when he's with the Nation of Islam? He gave a wonderful, wonderful lecture, a teaching series on who God is. And God is within you, and if you really have focus, you can also connect to God that corresponds outside of you. It's called having divine connection with nature, you know. And I really learned that from Khallid. He wasn't just about teaching, you know, hate or being a rebel rouser or a demagogue. He was none of those things. He was teaching about how to love yourself, similar to what Malcolm X did, teaching you how to have confidence in your race. And he didn't just teach on shooting or physically doing or protecting yourself when diabolical ones, the true diabolical ones, come to try and commit harm on you. No, Khallid Muhammad was also talking about how you can be well studied, how you can be a person who loves his or her knowledge. Khallid Muhammad was extremely intelligent. He had a double doctorate degree. Very intelligent, very well versed, you know what I mean? He also had personality, and that's one of the key tangibles of being a scholar, teacher, revolutionary, a man of prestige like Khallid Muhammad was just wasn't one dimensional. He had multi-dimensions to his life, and that's why, without question, he's one of the greatest, once again, not just revolutionaries, but one of the greatest men to ever walk the face of this earth, Khallid Abdual Muhammad. And that's when I first got acquainted with him 10 years ago, and I have never left his side since.
Now, what's going on in the black communities right now, a lot of the younger people, they're not knowing, you know, a lot of the, you know, the elders from, you know, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Well, a lot of people know about Martin Luther King, but they're not knowing like the real legacies of the you know, the elders. And a lot of the youngins right now are just, you know, they really just becoming more fans right now of the people who got the most hype on YouTube. So they're not really, you know, learning about the importance of legacy and the work that these people put in. So what is the legacy of Khallid Abdual Muhammad?
All right, the legacy, well, to answer your question, as far as the conscious community today, not really knowing the true intricacies of heroes in our history, as it relates to Khallid Muhammad, because today he would have been 69, January 12th. Excuse me. I think that Khallid Muhammad's legacy is much more than just oratory. You know, I think Khallid Muhammad's legacy was much more than just debating. You know, he's the greatest debater I've ever seen. We're gonna talk about that later on. Khallid Muhammad's legacy was a man that was a hybrid, as far as being a teacher, scholar, orator, organizer, revolutionary, and a person that was a freedom fighter. Now, a lot of times in the conscious community, Nubia, my daughter, loving the Ankh. She representing the Ankh, red, black, and green. Where your pineal gland at? I'm gonna get back to y'all. Where the pineal gland at? No. Oh, you don't want to show it? Cool then. We're gonna go back later. I'm talking about Khallid Muhammad, your grandfather. Listen. Listen. Relax. All right. Let's do this. Yeah. So, yeah, with Khallid Abdual Muhammad, you know, his legacy, and this relates to the, I guess you're talking about the scholars and the orators of the day's African-centered conscious community, is the fact that, you know, he was more than just one-dimensional. Now, I'm not saying all the speakers of the day are one-dimensional. I'm saying Khallid Muhammad was very one-dimensional. He didn't have social media, first of all. Like you said, YouTube, Instagram, all these other media, social media mechanism that makes people kind of global within overnight. You know, Khallid didn't have that. Most of his stuff was pretty much word of mouth, you know, and he had to really grind hard to really make his name for himself. Even though the news media put a lot of negative propaganda on Khallid Abdual Muhammad, he still was once again very strong and very unapologetically black as it relates to black power. So I think with Khallid, I don't think I know with Khallid Abdual Muhammad as it relates to him being the orator of the 80s and the 90s as opposed to today. I think it's a little more authentic. I think he wasn't as arrogant as a lot of these orators are today. You know, I think he had a lot more humility, even though he spoke very strongly, spoke maybe very confidently and boisterously, some people might think. But I think he was very humble. While her Akidi Wadu, Akil, Baba Kami, so many others say he was very humble. You know what I mean? He was always there to really encourage brothers and sisters to reach their highest and greatest apex as far as establishing a legacy of their own. Brother Khallid Abdual said when he had a conversation with Khallid Abdual Muhammad, you know, this is a legendary Khallid Abdual Muhammad. This is the icon. And he left an impression that he learned something from you. Like he learned something from Kiki Water. Like he left impressions. You are a legend. You have a legacy that needs to be fulfilled. It's not just about Khallid Muhammad. Meaning he wasn't Hollywood. You know what I mean? He wasn't stuck on himself. He wasn't once again condescending with his as a condescending or dictatorial, arrogant person. No, he was very people friendly. He was definitely for the people. Had a great rapport with the people, and I think that's one of his legacies. What I heard from a lot of his close friends is that he was with the people. You know what I mean? He wasn't bigger than the people. He was with them. Even though people outside might think this is Khallid Muhammad, who is immortal, which he is, but he was also doing his due diligence to create other immortal beings here on this physical, mental, and spiritual expression that we call life. So one of his legacy, along with the oratory, along with the debating, along with the just being Khallid Muhammad as a black nationalist, is that he had a good rapport and he was connected to the people. And I think that legacy definitely needs to be continued on. And some of us in the New Age conscious community need to probably carry it on. It's about the people. It's not about us. It's about the people as far as the movement progressing.
Now, man, Khallid, man, for me, man, he was like one of the greatest, if not the greatest, one of the greatest speakers of all time that we know of. What is one of your favorite speeches from Khallid Muhammad?
All right, like I mentioned earlier, the goddamn white man is a great speech. Actually, yeah, the Who is the Mystery God is my favorite speech. Like I alluded to earlier, it's a speech where he was teaching. You know, he was teaching on so many different tangibles. He was still the Nation of Islam. He gave a speech, I do believe, in '93. He gave it in the Mosque 54 in Compton. He didn't have no microphone, so he had to do it pretty much. He had to practice the art of amplification on his own. And he was just teaching, man. You know, teaching, still banging on the cracker, you know, still showing us how to handle police, you know what I mean, how to handle police confrontation with tact, with reason and common sense, you know what I mean. He was talking about spirituality. You know, he gave us, that's when I first heard about the true concept of prayer. What is prayer? Concentration, meditation, visualization, imagination, focus, imagination, concentration, visualization, communication as well. You know what I mean? So, and I think I said, if I didn't say visualization too. So he gave us like 6 or 7 points that ties into prayer, you know what I mean? And I've kept that with me as far as in my everyday walks of life. When I meditate, you know, I keep in mind, I gotta be focused. I gotta have a vision. I gotta be imaginative to know that everything is gonna work out in our favor. So I learned that from that speech, you know what I mean? He talked about the true essence of God, you know? Regardless of your religion, Christianity, Islam, whatever the case may be, you are a divine expression of who you meditate, concentrate, and pray to. And our job and obligation is to become one with that sovereign spirit, or whatever the name is for the sustainer, or what you may call a god and goddess. He talked about God is not just always in a masculine formality. God can be in a feminine expression as well, though, because they're twin halves of the same essence. So, who is the mystery God? It's one of my favorite, probably my favorite speech by Khallid Muhammad. The goddamn white man's definitely up there when he really went in on the Peckerwood. It's when he got out of prison. I think it was his first speech when he got out of prison. No more Negro stuff. Powerful presentation when he was in the new Black Panther Party. I do believe that was his last speech before he made his transition. That was a very powerful speech. He talked about how consciousness without commitment needs nothing. And to piggyback on what you said, brother, as far as the conscious community, I am a part of the conscious community. I'm hearing a lot of individuals who kind of new to the conscious community. When I talk about conscious community, I'm talking about African-centered conscious community. They make statements like the conscious community is not really real, they're flagrant, they're fraudulent, they're fake, and all other negative obscenities that ties into the conscious community. But if you really listen and really look and follow Khallid Abdual Muhammad as he teaches on consciousness, in particular in his last speech, No More Negro Stuff, he teaches about how consciousness, as it relates to African-centeredness, is not following individuals. See, a lot of those people who's on social media who want to make statements like the conscious community ain't nothing, or the conscious community is non-existent, or they fake, those people are really following individuals. They are really following people that have let them down. Now, if you study Khallid Muhammad, if you study Kwame Ture, aka Sterling Carmichael, they got a blueprint of what consciousness is. And consciousness, from an African-centered point of view, is really dealing with principles, ascribing to values and character and integrity, and elevating, pricking, and emulating your conscious mind in your everyday walks of life. Not emulate, but elevating and evolving your mind in your jobs, at your homes, schools, whatever case may be. You are pricking people's consciousness so they can, once again, elevate to their highest and greatest apex on this physical, mental, and spiritual expression that we call life. So consciousness, as it relates to the conscious community, is not following personalities, it's ascribing to principles. So I am a part of the conscious community. I'm a part of the conscious movement because I don't follow individuals. I follow the principles. I ascribe to the values of consciousness as it relates to African-centeredness. And if you study Khallid Muhammad thoroughly, he teaches and gives the blueprint on what consciousness is that a lot of our new age individuals who are a part of the conscious community are not really comprehending right now, because a lot of them, they're following personalities and people, not really ascribing to principles and values of what consciousness really is. That's what Khallid Muhammad got for us, consciousness. So those are some of my favorite speeches, and my nigga stuff. We can keep going with the debates. Debates. As you alluded to, well, I don't know if you alluded to, but I alluded to that Khallid Muhammad is probably the greatest debater I've ever seen. You know, like I got hip to Khallid Muhammad by looking at him debate somebody via DVD. And this debates, he was just so articulate. He could just stand-up comedy. He used tact, reason, and he had controlled assertiveness. In 1981, out in Southern California, the Valley, he debated two Jewish cats. They chose the topic, God's chosen people, and Khallid demolished them. It wasn't even close. It was embarrassing for them, not for us. He destroyed them cats. He destroyed them so bad that one of the Jewish cats, we're gonna go bye-bye. Like my queen said, she wanna go, my daughter said she wanna go bye-bye. That Jewish cat that Khallid gave whooping, he went bye-bye. He left. He couldn't take no more. Yeah. He had to leave, man, because Khallid destroyed him that much. It was beautiful. Then I see a debate where Khallid debated this white, I guess he was a Christian dude. I guess talking about the origins of Jesus Christ as far as he a black man. Yeah. And it wasn't even close, man. In fact, doing the Q&A rebuttals, the white preacher that's throwing the towel, he conceded, said, man, I know he was gonna be racist. I know he's gonna come in like this, a little innuendos to admit that you really lost. You trying to make excuses and licking your wounds of why you lost. He said, I'll pretty much say he's not qualified for it. So that debate was a classic, but like Khallid was kind of a waste of time, because Khallid like, man, I destroyed this dude, man. He's a big old peck of wood too, though. But Khallid just destroyed him, like, man, this little baby, man. He's like a Howard the Duck, man. This little baby, man. He wasn't no competition. So that was a good debate, but it wasn't really no competition. It was just pretty much Khallid teaching. You know what John Henry Clark teaches? I don't debate my equals. I only debate my equals. All others I teach. And that day Khallid was teaching that white boy a lesson that he will never forget. Now, Anthony Hilder, when he debated Anthony Hilder in '97, that was a great debate. It was out here in LA. He totally took him apart, man. Oh, it was beautiful, man. It was awesome the way he just came at him with facts, with reason, and he was clowning him, saying he got 2K and all that. He just on him tough, on his head tough. And the dude was married to a Belizean girl. The white guy was married to a Belizean girl, so Khallid went in on that. That's when the son was walking side by side with him. It was just a beautiful, 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 beautiful debate. He demolished him, man. It wasn't even close, man. So that debate was good. But another debate, he debated this one black guy named Chuck Singleton. I think it was '93 at Inglewood High School in Inglewood. He debated him. And some blacks say Chuck Singleton won. Nah. What happened was in that debate, Khallid was with Nation of Islam. The topic was, has the Bible been tampered with? Chuck Singleton studied Khallid Muhammad, you can tell. So his main focus was to try and verbally joust and attack Khallid Muhammad. You know what I mean? He didn't even stay on topic. Verbally joust and attack Khallid Muhammad, attacking Islam. And he was kind of successful at that. But he stayed off the topic, and during the Q&A period, that's when Khallid really went in on him. He really went in on him real tough. Now, Khallid Muhammad and Chuck Singleton is now on Khallid Muhammad level. Let's be real with that. Chuck Singleton does not have the oratory. He doesn't have the creativeness of a Khallid Abdual Muhammad, he's not on Khallid Muhammad's level. You know what I mean? So for those who want to say Chuck Singleton beat Khallid Muhammad in a debate, I gotta question you for sanity. You know what I mean? I gotta question you sniffing Epsom salt. You know what I mean? I gotta question your livelihood. How you doing? Khalid oratory is just second to none. You know what I mean? It's in a different ionosphere, and once again, it's extremely rare. Like Floyd Mayweather boxing. You know what I mean?
I want to say this though, man. Nowadays, man, a lot of people, man, with these debates, it's not really about the knowledge or, you know, the information of the debates. Right now, it's about like who is the most entertaining, who can make me laugh the most. You know, with these debates, and everybody's just becoming, you know, more fan base. Who got the most fans? Who can make me laugh and entertain me more? Or people are the ones that are winning these debates now. It's not even about too much. What do you think about that?
All right. With that being said, Khalid was entertaining. He was entertaining. Like I mentioned earlier, he could have done stand up. Khalid was entertaining. So he had entertainment. The difference is he wasn't just entertainment. You know what I mean? The difference is he wasn't just trying to get people to like what he was saying. He was a serious scholar. He was a serious person when it came to this black culture and identity. He was what the youngsters in the street call real, without question. And what you're talking about, I'm assuming what you're talking about in the New Age debaters as it relates to the conscious community, is the fact that I've been hearing and seeing that they don't really be debating no white folks. You know what I mean? I see them debating other blacks, African, Hebrew, Israelites more. I see them debating each other. And even though a lot of my friends say Khalid had his issues with other ideology as it relates to, even though everybody a part of the same race and nationality, he never once really put that on blast for the media to know. Now, if he was a straight up coon, sellout, you know what I mean, caramel coated peckerwood, then yes, he was always blasting, you know, the Jesse Jacksons and the, you know, Larry Eldridge and some of those cats when they made statements to him that was a part of that coon skateboard or coon-itis would say. But he never pretty much, it wasn't to put them down to make himself look good. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these cats in the conscious community, they're doing that to try and make themselves look good. You know, it's like this here. Late great Tupac Shakur. You know what I mean? May he rest in spirit, another hero of mine. Now, you recall after he got shot the first time, right? When he was just going in on Biggie Smalls. May he rest in spirit. No, bad boy. Mobb Deep said something. He went in on them. Jay-Z made a comment. He went in on them. Went in on Nas, So Chino Excel, LL Cool J. So many people that he was just verbally and somebody physically going in on. And then after Tupac passed away, you hear a lot of rappers, even today, they want to have beef, but it's more not really a beef. It's really more for entertainment gratification, followers, likes, and even money. The thing is though, with Tupac, he was really serious. When he went in on you, he was not for a publicity stunt. He really had a beef, a serious issue with you. And that's why he went in on it. That's why it's more authentic and more real. When Khallid Muhammad went in on these cats, he really had an issue with what they said about him, how they represented the black community or lack thereof. You dig what I'm saying? And he went in on them. A lot of cases right now, yeah, you might have a little issue, but it's still more for stroking your fragile mego, not ego, but mego that needs to go. So when it comes to that form of debate, Khalid was serious about debating. And I'm not saying all these cats are not serious about debating, but you know, they got a little swag to it. And I guess in the hindsight, New Age, over 20 years or 15, 20 years later, that yeah, you might have to have a little, you got to tweak it a little bit. Because a lot of these cats who were in the conscious community, that are scholars, they were once rappers. They was once in the MC game. And you know, this battle rap has taken off. And a lot of them cats carry that persona. I got you, we're gonna go by that. They carry that persona of being the best. They carry that persona, I gotta be the greatest. They carry the persona, I gotta be #1. You know what I mean? And with battle rap, with sports, in order for someone to be successful, someone has to somewhat lose. Someone got to come up with the short end of the stick. But when it comes to teaching truth to pseudo-power, when it comes to helping freaking the conscience of our people, it's no need for no one to lose. Everybody can win at this. It's not always about being competitive when you're trying to really, like most of you scholars say, pricking and elevate the minds of our people, unless you got a legitimate beef, a legitimate reason to do so. Then you can showcase your knowledge, showcase your intellect when it comes to debating, but always have a solution after the debates. Don't let the debates that be the defining moment of your life, because it wasn't the defining moment of Khallid Muhammad's life. It was just one of the pivotal moments that add to his legacy. It was his overall legacy, and that's why Khallid Muhammad is, once again, an anomaly. He's rare. He's not human. He is an immortal.
Ashe. Now, when we was talking about a little bit earlier, you was saying, I like how you was saying, you know, follow the principles, or learn the principles. Don't become.
No, follow the principles and learn them too. I said follow them, but yeah, you right, learn them too.
So, yeah, that's like to me saying, become a student and not a follower. Really, like, get the information. What's going on with a lot of stuff right now? A lot of people are falling out with groups and all these different things. Why do you think that Khallid Muhammad left the nation?
Okay, so a lot of people fall.
Reason for leaving.
All right, well, I don't know all the logistics of why he left. You know what I mean? But I just know, the King College speech. I was told some of the Nation of Islam constituents that he was already, he was kind of a hothead, you know what I mean? Maybe, it might have been too militant for the Nation of Islam, who knows? But the King College speech where he was like really went in on the Jews, man, you know what I mean? And verbally destroyed them. Now, you must realize something. Khallid Muhammad got an interview when he was in London. I got it here at the house. And he said the reason he did that speech the way he did it was because the ADL and other Jewish defense organizations was out there screaming obscenities to him, trying to boycott him and ban him from speaking at King's College. They was out there in large numbers, pretty much boycotting Khallid Muhammad. He's a demagogue, he's racist, he's anti-Semitic. And they was doing it very abruptly. So years beforehand, when Khallid was like a captain of the FOI, that's the Security for the Nation of Islam, at the LA Sports Radio, I do believe it was 1985. I think the ADL came and was threatening the life of Minister Louis Farrakhan. And Khallid at that particular moment went out there and physically put in work along with the FOI. They physically put in work on the ADL. They beat him up. So this time, years later, he was a speaker, so he wasn't able to really organize and orchestrate a combat to the ADL because he was the speaker at the time. So he decided to wage war from the podium. I mean, he decided to verbally destroy him, and he did. Yes, he talked about the South Africa, the apartheid, how they should give him 24 hours to get out of town by sundown. Not, you kill everybody in sight. I leave it at that. He wasn't talking about kill everybody all across the world. He was talking about what South Africa, the Europeans, formerly known as Tanzania, what South Africa, the European South Africa did to black children. They killed black children unjustifiably. They killed black elders, the apartheid, unjustifiably. They was brutal and diabolical to the Africans of Tanzania, commonly known as South Africa. So he was saying, pretty much, payback is an itch with a bee. You know what I mean? Or it ain't no fun when a rabbit has a gun. So he was talking about, we gotta do to them what they did to us. You know what I mean? And we still probably won't be able to reap what they did to us in South Africa. He wasn't talking about doing it to everybody all over the world. He was talking about what South Africa, what the apartheid government was doing to the Africans in Tanzania, coming known as South Africa. So that's one reason why he got suspended. It might be some other things behind that. You know what I mean? You probably gotta ask some people that was really around at that particular moment in time to really get a good answer. But I know that's one of the reasons they suspended him. You know, and he didn't come back. And then after that, he joined the New Black Panther Party, picked him up in 1997. They picked him up, and that was the organization he was part of until he made his transition to the next level of life. But he did some good work. Hold on. He did some good work with the Nation of Islam, though. You know what I mean? And he learned a lot. They taught him a lot. Farrakhan named him Khallid Muhammad. Farrakhan's spiritual father definitely taught him a lot that cannot be denied. You know what I mean? Pretty sure he learned a lot from Elijah Muhammad, even though he never met him. But he learned a lot from the Nation of Islam. And Nation of Islam has a very pivotal part in the legacy of Khallid Muhammad that cannot be denied. Even till he went home to the ancestors, he still had the Nation of Islam persona. You know what I mean? Bald head. You know, clean cut face, you know what I mean? He still carried that Nation of Islam all the way to his grave because there was so much Nation of Islam in him that you cannot really talk about Khallid Muhammad without mentioning the Nation of Islam, because, you know, the Nation of Islam definitely groomed and made Khallid Muhammad the man he is. And Khallid Muhammad helped the Nation of Islam. He helped to recertify and resurrect the Nation of Islam comeback after Honorable Elijah Muhammad made his transition. So Khallid played a very pivotal part as well too, is helping to rejuvenate the organization known as the Nation of Islam. So, you know, Khallid Muhammad, without question, is definitely a Nation of Islam, and he's also a new Black Panther Party. He was always part of an organization. That's very pivotal, very key. People want to join groups. It's different from groups than organizations. You know, groups can be just talking about BS all the time. Can talk about things that really have no redeeming value to it, but organization is something where you're building something, where you're being very proactive, whether you're building institutions, whether you're establishing book studies, whether you're establishing some type of cohesiveness amongst people. That's organization. Groups are just a bunch of people there that shoot a breeze, not really focused, you know what I mean? But organization is something where you can build and progress within the group of people, and with organizations, you don't have to have a lot of people. Have about 5 individuals that have dedication, determination, and discipline, and be able to take that organization to the next level of life. And that's what Khallid Muhammad did. He's always part of the organization, and that's why, like I said, he is without question rare. He's an anomaly. He is the general, Khallid Abdual Muhammad.
A lot of people, man, got these, you know, the elders, a lot of people got these high platforms, and do you feel like Khallid Muhammad is, what's the word I'm saying, kind of slept on as far as...
Oh, being iconic?
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? As far as popularity, he's not as popular as Dr. King or Malcolm X. Not part of his Tupac Shakur. You know what I mean? Not as far as Harriet Tubman. And it might be a good thing, you know, because he was so strong, man. Not saying that they wasn't strong. He was just strong in a different way. He was just unapologetically Black. And some of the things that he talked about that was very controversial to some people can make them uneasy, you know. I recall when he went on the Dynasty show in 1994. And you know, I seen a different side of Khallid Muhammad. Because at that moment, when I first got familiar with Khallid Muhammad, you know, he was like very strong in battle mode, cracker. And I seen him when he seen white folks in the audience, he'd zoom in on him, make him very uncomfortable. Yeah, look at this ugly cracker. Look at him. Look how he's squirming his seat. Like, everybody's looking at him real quick and make him very uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And that's his main focus. If a white person come in there to a revolutionary event, they shouldn't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And he was not just talking. He made them feel uncomfortable. So I think when Phil Donahue, when he invited Khallid Muhammad to come on the Donahue show in '94, I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to get that type of aggression or control the certain. Nah, he probably thought it was going to be aggression. A rebel arousing militant is going to come up there and be like, you cracker, you ugly, take the toupee off. And on national TV, they'd be like, yeah, this dude is a belligerent. However, when he went to the Donahue show, he was totally different. He was cool, he was calm, he used tact. He actually made Phil, it was actually embarrassing Phil Donahue. He made him turn red, very embarrassed. See, he embarrassed Phil Donahue. He answered every question to his highest and greatest apex. He embarrassed the whites in the audience. They was the one mad. They was the one getting belligerent. I do believe the white man who was in the World War II And he was talking about how, I don't know if you've seen it, but he was talking about how he fought for us to have a freedom of speech, and Khallid Muhammad went in on him. You tell Khallid was getting mad, but he still was cool, calm and collected, talking about, man, y'all ate in the same cafeteria as Nazis. You know what I mean? Well, we couldn't eat, you know what I mean, as far as black folks, you know what I mean? So you wasn't fighting for our freedom of integration. You know what I mean? You were hypocrites. He went in on that white boy. You should have seen that white man probably did now. You should have seen that white man elder face. He was so mad. He turned red, man. It was just beautiful. And how he just destroyed them, picked them apart, verbally annihilated them where they couldn't even respond to him with any form of control. They got belligerent. They were stumbling. Sean Hannity. Ooh, hold on. Let's keep on this debate for a minute. Even if Sean Hannity, the guy that's on, what's that show he on? Anyway, the white boy, he didn't tell you racist. Sean Hannity. Yeah, that's right, baby. He had a radio show in 1992 in the South somewhere. He had Khallid Muhammad come on there. You gotta watch it on YouTube. Unbelievable performance by Khallid Abdual Muhammad. These cats I hear going on the Sean Hannity show, I'm talking about black folks that's going on the Sean Hannity show, they need to study Khallid Abdual Muhammad before they go on. Let's study Khallid Muhammad. Because I'll be seeing a lot of these brothers, they be losing their cool, they be getting mad, you know what I mean? Khalid totally embarrassed Sean Hannity, where Sean Hannity was stumbling. Khalid like, man, pull the string, man, get together, man. That's messing with him, man. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. That's why I say Khalid's the best debater. Because he's so versatile. He knew how to go in on you strong, and he knew how to be refined and let you pretty much entrap yourself. Like he did Donna Q and Sean Hannity. I urge you guys who want to go on and debate the O'Reillys and go and debate the Sean Hannity, before you do that, study intensely Khallid Muhammad on a Sean Hannity show, and that gives you the blueprint on how to handle these crackers at their own game. Khallid Muhammad, one of the greatest ever to do it, man. Much more than a debater, much more than an orator. He was a man's man. And that's another thing in this study too. Khallid Muhammad was also a man that put in work. He confronted the clans numerous times, not just in '98 when they dragged our brother down. In Texas, he confronted them years before that, in Riverside, when they were shooting blacks, clans were shooting blacks at wholesale. He confronted them numerous times. So he wasn't just all talk, he was about the action. That's one thing that I respect about Khallid Muhammad. Even though he's one of the best orators ever lived, his action overrided, superseded his talk. And that's something that's being very critical of scholars of the day. It's when they talk, it's not just superseding action, it's just all talk, and action is nowhere to be found. And that's when you study cats like Khallid Muhammad, not just today, but to really, on the everyday walks of life, to get their game right. They stuff together, as the youngster would say. Yeah.
I say on that, man. Wherever we go, man. Khallid Muhammad's slowly returned. How old is he turning again?
Today he would have been 69 years of age.
69, man.
Yeah, we normally there's a picture of him right here. I got this from my apartment.
Yeah, we so many on that.
And oh, let me give a plug. This shirt I got right now, my daughter's covering it right now, but the shirt I got right now, I got a shirt from Brother Ned Burke.
Yeah, you can stand up, we can stand up.
Out of Soul Plaza.
Yeah, let's see that.
Stand up real quick. Hold on, Looney. Out of Soul Plaza.
Back up a little bit, back up.
Out of Soul Plaza.
Yeah, you can move the chair.
That's cool. Out of Soul Plaza Swap Meet. His store is called the Afrocentric Collection.
Yeah, stand just a little bit right there.
And he got the shirt right here. Beautiful shirt. He got a lot of shirts too. Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Today, we honor him on this day. And yeah, and in closing remarks, man, you know, this is the hero. This is a true hero. You know, I was born in Chicago, raised in LA, Long Beach, Inglewood, and when I came back to LA from Chicago in '89, it wasn't too many Bull fans more dedicated and committed to me. Jordan was my idol. I loved Jordan, you know, all that stuff. But once I got into the movement, once I got older, I realized who the true heroes are and what true greatness lies. And this is the man right here, Khallid Muhammad. Brothers, especially if you want to find your race identity, as far as a race first philosophy, black power, study Khallid Muhammad. If you want to find your black manhood without compromising it, study Khallid Muhammad. If you want to find and be bold and confident in your black identity, study Khallid Muhammad. If you want to know about your history, the intricacies of revolution, the intricacies of African consciousness, study Khallid Muhammad. If you want a role model that represents true greatness of your black self, mentally, physically, spiritually, holistically, psychologically, study the late great Dr. Khallid Muhammad. You can go to YouTube, study him. He got numerous DVDs. You can go to Blessed Love, you can get some of his merchandise. But let's study Khallid Abdual Muhammad. He is without question the general. He is without question the leader. He is without question the man that really revolutionized the Black Power movement during the 80s and the 90s. He still revolutionizing it. So study Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Going to continue his legacy and carry the torch of his truth. And once again, we say, Khallid Abdual Muhammad, may he rest in revolutionary power. Happy 69th solar return. And we're going to represent you to the best of our ability. Hotep, Ashe, and Big Black Power.
Ashe, Ashe. All right. Hey, do we got enough time to check out the we want to say the wall of black fame, the wall of the ancestors, or
You want to look at the wall?
you got enough time to go in?
You want me to go? All right, come on, let's go. All right, once again, Hotep, Haki, Hetapu, Black Power. This is Showstopper. They call it Grasshopper, Pianki, Asabu. And I just finished interviewing on the life legacy of Khallid Abdual Muhammad. In no way am I saying I'm a Khallid Muhammad expert. I'm not. Never met the brother. But I was shining some light on his legacy and the love and admiration, respect I have for the general Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Now, we're in my garage. I call the Malcolm X Community because I got so many things that I've named after ancestors of African descent. You know, a lot of boxing equipment I named after famous African boxers. And, you know, I got numerous posters all around what we call the Wall of the Immortals. You know what I mean? You go over there, look for Tupac, all the way to Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? Kwame Ture, George Jackson. You keep going down. Malcolm X, Dr. King. You know, I got Voodoo Vision Boards. I got Tupac. Got Malcolm X again. Got Muhammad Ali. Got Tupac, his mom. And we got right here, we got Khallid Abdual Muhammad. I don't know where it was at. Ajwa Quasi's in there. There's a brother named Kareem right there in the other guys.
That one right there. Wrong pit. I was looking at the wrong pit.
Huh? Yeah. No, it's Khallid Muhammad. Got a brother that's holding. And you got the great Ajwa Quasi to Khallid Muhammad's left or right. He's still with us. Yeah, I think the brother on the Khallid Muhammad right side, I think his name is Kareem. I'm not sure though. But it's a very big, you can tell the general definitely focused, definitely like they having a press conference. He's definitely ready to answer the question. They look very serious, man. And you know, we got Ajwa Quasi, one of our preeminent and one of the best scholars and historians that ever lived. He's still with us today. Him and Khallid Muhammad was extremely close. And as a matter of fact, when Khallid spoke at the Vision Theater in 1994, November, the day before he got shot, the great Ajwa Quasi was the host and the moderator for that wonderful event. So that's the first picture I got of Khallid Muhammad. That's a very epic and very powerful picture. I got another picture I showed in the house of Khallid Muhammad when he had the glasses on, the Black Panther, new Black Panther uniform on. That picture is in my altar in the house. You'll see that on the Dynasty Entertainment TV interview. Let's check that out. This is like a little feature, special features of that interview about Khallid Muhammad Soul Return Day. This picture right here is very powerful right here. It's very near and dear to me. This picture was given to me by the late great Didan Kamadi. Didan Kamadi, may he rest in the revolutionary spirit. He was a part of the All Africans People Revolutionary Party. He made his transition in 2015. Now family, I have so much love and admiration for Khallid Muhammad. He's my hero, to where I normally on this day, when I was in LA, I would have an event for Khallid Muhammad in Los Angeles. an actual event where I have certain speakers, and we have people that share their sentiments on the legacy of Khallid Muhammad, and we'll play a speech by Khallid Muhammad, the interview with him on Dynasty, something of Khallid Muhammad we'll play. I was doing that, did that for like 4 years straight in Los Angeles, and I know that they're doing it today, I think in Atlanta, and I think in New York, they're honoring Khallid Muhammad Day. I live out here in Palmdale, so I gotta do my due diligence to get the momentum going back to honor Khallid Muhammad. So that's why I'm doing this today, because I'm not able to have a full-fledged event as it relates to the legacy of Khallid Muhammad. But anyway, D-Don Kamadi gave me this picture right here on the second year in Los Angeles when he contributed and had an event in the legacy of Khallid Muhammad on January 12th. And the reason he gave me this event because he was very happy and impressed that someone who was a young adult was really showing interest and commitment and dedicated to the legacy and life of Khallid Abdual Muhammad, using Khallid Muhammad as a border to really not just pattern my life after us, but an example to where I can really, once again, reach my highest and greatest apex as a black man. You know, and Khallid Muhammad represented that, even though I never met him, but he still represented that. And I've studied Khallid Muhammad. I shave him today. I think about Khallid Muhammad every day because he is without question my hero. And I understood and understand what true greatness is. And this is the man who represents true greatness. This is the man you need to look as a role model, a Jagna, a quintessential historian. If he is iconic. He's not going to be in the history books in the public schools, but that's cool though. But we can establish our own infrastructure. We can establish our own institution where we can start teaching on the life and legacy of Khallid Abdual Muhammad, because once again, he is the true pivotal leader of the Black Power movement. This man right here, Khallid Abdual Muhammad. What a wonderful world. Man, I'm telling you right now, if we were to really look at Khallid Muhammad, study Khallid Muhammad seriously, and then find our own Dharma. Dharma is a yoga term for purpose. By studying him, to echo the sentiments of the late great Sam Cooke, what a wonderful world this will be. So Khallid Abdual Muhammad, once again, is without question the king of kings, the general of generals. He is truly the black nationalist colonel. This man, Khallid Muhammad. And another thing, as it relates to orators, because he was a powerful orator, you know, I'm an orator too. And some people compare me to Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Once again, compare me to Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Now, thank you. I appreciate that. But I gotta be real with you. I am nowhere near Khallid Abdual Muhammad. I don't have the intellect. I don't have the savviness, the control, the command of the audience. And I'm pretty damn good. I ain't gonna front. Not saying I'm all that, but I'm pretty cool. But I don't have what he had. You know what I mean? Because he just had something special. Just like Malcolm X. Just like Kwame Ture. Just like Dr. Martin King Jr. Just like Fannie Lou Hamer. The great black voices of our time. They had something special that was channeled through them by the Creator. Now maybe one day I'll get to that level. But right now, I am still a student. And I'll tell you right now, keeping it to $1,000,000,000% with you. I am now on the oratorical or public speaking level of the late great Khallid Abdual Muhammad. And I'll be real with you. Ain't no one in the conscious community, I'm talking about the middle age, the young adults, is on an oratorical frequency or level of Khallid Abdual Muhammad. Nobody. So anyway, we're going to end with that. This is the Wall of the Immortals, Khallid Muhammad. I got him all over the house, and I'm going to do my due diligence in carrying out the legacy of his solar return and livelihood in all of my everyday walks of life. We love you, Khallid Muhammad. We appreciate you, and we behold the black power in you. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe-o.
Ashe. There you go. Grasshopper speaks. We signing out.
This a new dynasty, nigga. All about the Benjamins. We don't want it if it isn't blacknificent. But if we do, it's in the favor of our benefit. Cause all we have to do is be diligent. On to the next like we ought to be. What the fuck you waiting for? It's an orange reach, nigga. I ain't talking 9 to 5 with the minimum figures. I ain't talking about a billion, man. We gotta think bigger. Africa is the richest fucking continent. Somebody tell me why the fuck we live the opposite. Because we got to work and digest and occupy and let these plagiarized people steal our intelligence. Nah, we gon' take it all this year. We gon' take it all this year. Let me make that clear. We on a whole different consciousness they cannot comprehend. Yes, command, our time is here and we all in a zone. Hold up. Ball out, too clean in this bitch to get stalled out. No stains, Mr. Clean, get it all out. Shortcuts, no time for the long route. Catch me on the go, beat, beat, like the road, run a nigga in the way. Beat, beat, you get rolled over, nigga, in the book. Beat, beat, till the brain get bigger. The hell with the media trying to portray my image. Look, we're different. We're not the same. Listen, we're done with the dancing and the hoop dreams. We through with your games, bruh. Look around my niggas, we one in the same. So let them do them, as we go do we. Remember, the message the same. That it's a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, everybody nigga. Want the latest, everybody rap, everybody wanna be the greatest, everybody wanna stand in the mirror saying they made it. Everybody want, but nobody wants to do what it's taking. It's time to get information, get them all lined up. Everything black, get them all sized up. Taking everything back, get them all fired up. Dude, what about us? Nigga, y'all time's up, got me looking like, okay, okay. We were kings in this bitch in the first place. Stripped from our knowledge in original birthplace. Now we back on the same page, cause you can take the line out the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out the line. Cause even when they lying, our ancestors done brought forth many gods. And that's why we pay homage, Dr. Sabi, I shake. Khallid Muhammad, I shake. Malcolm X, I shake. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, I shake. And if you in this motherfucker, I shake. Yeah, we all here. Yeah, we all been through it. Talking 400 years. Yeah, we all been through it. Fuck. Adding 100, yeah, we all been through it. Shit. I guess we all been through it. Fuck it. But I don't think they ready. Yeah, I don't think they ready. They ain't ready. They ain't ready for what's coming. They ain't ready for the attitude. Like I ain't rocking it unless it's natural. Looking in the mirror like, look at you. Damn house nigga, look at you. Goddamn girl, look at you. We in the zone that we never gonna end it. From the start to the finish, boy. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. Man. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. This is up. This is up. This a new dynasty, nigga. New dynasty, nigga. New dynasty, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Hey, run that shit back, nigga.